Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your weekly access to badminton and beyond. This week we speak to Naoko Fukuman and Kurumi Yonao as they tell us about the heartbreak of missing out on qualifying for the Olympics. And we chat with Leanne Choo and Robin Middleton, the mixed doubles duo flying the Australian flag in Rio. Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi are doing Japan proud at the moment. There's no doubting the achievements of the world number ones. This year alone, the pair have roared to a hat-trick of victories on the MetLife BWF World Superseries tour, and they were also crowned champions at the Badminton Asia Championships. But Misaki and Ayaka are not alone in flying the Japanese flag in women's doubles. The East Asian nation can also call upon Naoko Fukuman and Kurumi Yonao, last year's Total BWF World Championships bronze medal winners, to keep up their ascendancy. Badminton Unlimited caught up with the world number 9 duo in Tokyo, Japan recently, as they were hard at work on the training courts.
We are two very different people when it comes to our personalities, but on the court, we are able to support each other well. This is key to our understanding during matches, so I feel she's got my back. I'm not exactly sure whether we have a certain chemistry between us, but I feel she's easy to play with.
Fukuman and Yonao are members of the same badminton club, Saishunkan Seihakusho, and it was there in 2011 that the girls began their partnership. Early successes on the local scene caught the attention of the national selectors, and the pair soon joined the national setup.
If you see the difference in our physical height, Miss Yonao is a lot taller than me, so it's better if I'm covering the front court while Miss Yonao covers the back. This combination is very suitable for the doubles game. If we execute it smoothly, I think this strategy will be a weapon to get victories.
The Japanese pair started reaping results on the international stage in 2014, claiming titles at the OUE Singapore International Series and the Yonex USA International Challenge. But it was last year that the pair announced themselves on the global scene in a big way. Unseeded at the World Championships held in Jakarta, Fukuman and Yonao beat higher-ranked pairs to finish third, while Japan's top-ranked pair, Matsutomo and Takahashi, crashed out in the early rounds at the prestigious tournament. Fukuman and Yonao's podium finish surprised many, including themselves.
I found it unbelievable that we made it to the top 3. It was hard to come to terms with the fact that we were among the best at the World Championships. But then again, I think we won because we stuck to our tactic of keeping it solid at both the front and back of the court. So once we kept winning, we continued the same formula. This was the tournament that made me believe we could defeat strong players during the big occasions.
Fukuman and Yonao finished an incredible 2015 with a string of positive results, culminating at the Yonex Sunrise Hong Kong Open, where they reached their first ever semi-final of a World Superseries event. From virtually unknowns, the pair greeted 2016 perched on the number 8 spot in the BWF World Rankings. Keeping the momentum going, the girls made their first World Superseries final earlier this year at the Yonex Sunrise India Open.
I was delighted to have reached the final at that time. It felt great. But nevertheless, we couldn't win the title in the end. I feel that maybe a part of our defeat then was down to my lack of mental preparation.
I've always had confidence with myself, but it was about the partnership. We needed to find out what went wrong, so it's frustrating.
With the Rio Olympics on the horizon, Fukuman and Yonao were now in the reckoning to qualify as Japan's second women's doubles pair after Matsutomo and Takahashi. Regulations allow a maximum of 2 pairs from each NOC, only if both are in the top 8 of the Race to Rio rankings at the end of the Olympic qualification period in May. In the closing stages of qualification, the girls were ranked just outside in 9th, and the Badminton Asia Championships presented their last opportunity to get precious points for a place to Brazil. The Japanese women raced to the final in unforgettable fashion. They overcame Indonesia's Nitya Krishinda Maheswari and Gracia Polly in a 3-game epic semi-final lasting a record 2 hours and 41 minutes.
やっぱり自分がコートに入っててそんな長い試合
It certainly didn't feel the match was taking a very long time, even though I was playing in it. The tough conditions were the same for us and the opponents. There was a lot of pressure, and there were expectations for both sides as well. We had our supporters cheering for us back in Kumamoto. Our teammates back home and our colleagues at our club were also hoping that we would win. I felt grateful and didn't want to disappoint them. That was all I could think of then. I didn't think it took such a long time to finish.
長いことやってたことに逆にびっくりだったので
In the final match, the stakes couldn't be higher. A win would give Fukuman and Yonao the points they desperately needed to climb to 8th in the standings and grab the coveted spot to compete on sport's biggest stage. But the mounting pressure proved too much as the girls went down in straight games to compatriots Matsutomo and Takahashi.
こうやって自分たちはチーム事情がいろいろあって会社にすごい
With all the weight of expectations from our team and our colleagues back home, I really didn't want to disappoint them. I wanted to make them proud of my achievements. That thought took control of my focus and I lost my concentration. I forgot what I needed to achieve then. It was hard to understand. I think this lack of focus and concentration prevented me from playing my game to the best of my ability.
違いで届かなかったところかなって思う しなかった2年間だったので
I expressed my intention to reach my goal in front of television cameras. I've always been a person who is honest with my feelings. I had hoped by doing that, it'll motivate me to reach my objective. As it turned out, I couldn't do it. It was all empty talk.
It will take time for the pair to get over the heartbreak of missing out on the Olympics. However, the crushing experience has taught them valuable lessons in the sport.
いや正直
Honestly, we shouldn't have had to get to that match as a deciding factor. The fact was we didn't have enough wind early in the race. That's just the way it is.
そういうところは
I think rather than wanting to win or having to win, I need to focus on how I don't want to lose against the opponents, which is what Miss Fukuman taught me. I need to work on my focus and concentration. I think I can win more if I stick to this winning mentality.
していくことでやっぱり、勝ってるんじゃないかなって思います。
Naoko Fukuman and Kurumi Yonao may not be heading to Rio, but if the pair can bounce back stronger than before, they'll be a duo on a mission in the next major badminton event. It's time to test your badminton knowledge. In this week's trivia, we want you to guess who this player is. I was born in Indonesia. I am an Olympic bronze medalist. I am a Badminton Asia Championship winner. Need a clue? This player recently beat Leanne at the OUE Singapore Open. We give you the answer after the break. When we return, we have a bit of fun with Indonesia's Nitya Krishinda Maheswari and Gracia Polly. How well do the women's doubles duo know each other? We find out after the break. Get in touch with us on social media. Follow us on Twitter. Tell us what you think of the latest news. Or perhaps you just want to leave an encouraging note for your favorite player. If you've got any comments or photos to share, Do get connected with us on these social media platforms. Before the break, we asked you to guess who this player is. I was born in Indonesia. I am an Olympic bronze medalist. I am a Badminton Asia Championship winner. The answer is Sony Dwi Kuncoro. The shuttler was a 3-time Badminton Asia Championships winner, a double gold medalist at the Southeast Asian Games, and won bronze at the 2004 Athens Olympic Games. Plagued with chronic injuries and with the next generation of Indonesian players coming up the ranks, Kuncoro was excluded from the national setup in 2014. But he continued to train and compete as an independent shuttler. The 31-year-old showed he's still got it at the recent OUE Singapore Open. Kuncoro upset tournament favourite Leanne when he defeated the Chinese player in the semi-finals. And Kuncoro went on to beat Korea's Son Won-ho in the final to clinch his first World Superseries title in 6 years. Only the top 8 singles and doubles players in the MetLife BWF World Superseries will make the season-ending Dubai World Superseries finals. As the 12-leg series takes a break after 6 tournaments, let's take a look at the Destination Dubai rankings in men's doubles at the halfway point. Top of the list are Marcus Finaldi-Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo. The Indonesian pair's recent victory at the Xiamen Air Australian Open saw them climb a massive 5 places to topple Lee Yong-dae and Yu Yong-seong as leaders. This is Gideon and Sukamuljo's second World Super Series title of 2016 after winning the Yonex Sunrise India Open in March. In second are Hongwei and Chai Piao. No titles for the Chinese pair so far. They were runners-up in Malaysia and Indonesia and also reached the quarterfinals in Singapore. As Lee and Yu did not compete in Australia, the Korean pair dropped 2 places to number 3. Angga Pratama and Ricky Karanda Suwardi are also big movers after a good showing in Sydney. The Australian Open runners-up jumped 4 places to 4th in the rankings. Unfortunately, the biggest movers in the opposite direction are Ko Sung-hyun and Shin Baek-chol. The Korean duo slide down 4 spots and just make the cut at the moment in 8th. The Destination Dubai rankings are updated every Thursday after a World Super Series tournament. To find out who's heading to the Desert City for the Dubai World Super Series finals at the end of the year, log on to www.bwfworldsuperseries.com to check out the latest information on rankings, news, and results. Nitya Krishinda Maheswari and Gracia Polly are Indonesia's leading women's doubles pair. Since getting back together in 2013, the girls have been on the rise. After a gold medal performance at the 2014 Asian Games, they have revived Indonesia's challenge in the women's doubles format. Off the court, the world number 4s are buddies, and Badminton Unlimited put the Indonesian pair to the test to find out how well they really know each other. If you've spent a lot of time together, you've got to know your buddy's favorite color.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's very easy.
Shoes. We can never have enough. But do you know your mate's shoe size?
Shoe size. Yes, and right, easy.
Man's best friend, the loyal doggy. This one should be easy.
Oh, yeah. We'll make her sad later. to me, and I said, she cried, literally cried. Okay, literally cried. Okay.
It's the best drink to kickstart the day, but do you know your friend's favorite caffeine infusion?
Starbucks. Enggak, apa yang selalu aku order? Itu. Oke. Bener nggak jawabnya gitu? Ya. Yes.
As besties, you must have had a lot of meals together. So, what's Gracia's favorite food?
Apa? Nggak tahu. Bukan ya. Kan situ suka bukan. Almost. Yeah, bakso. Yes, I love bakso. Kan ada everything. Bakso. I mean, like everything with bakso, I love it. Yeah, everything. She just to be specific on it.
Top sporting stars have been known to inspire and motivate. So, who is Nitya's favorite sports personality?
Sports hero. She doesn't have any. Gue juga. She likes herself. Yeah. I love myself.
After the break, we head to Australia to learn more about the country's top mixed doubles duo, Robin Middleton and Leanne Choo. Visit our YouTube channel, badmintonworld.tv. There are tournament highlights, plays of the day, as well as past matches to savor. Missed an episode of Badminton Unlimited? Do not fret. All the episodes are available for your viewing pleasure. All the best badminton clips are just a click away. He was playing in England, and she was plying her trade in Australia. Although the two shuttlers were over 15,000 kilometers apart, destiny would bring them together and see the pair compete on the same team. Meet Robin Middleton and Leanne Choo, Australia's #1 mixed doubles pair and two-time Oceania champions. So, how did the lanky English player end up down under? A disagreement with Badminton England saw him leave the national setup, and it was his passion for another sport that brought him to the Southern Hemisphere.
I was removed from the England badminton squad in 2011, and a dream of mine was always to follow my favourite rugby team around the World Cup, which just so happened to be in Australia and New Zealand. So I came over to Australia beforehand and spent 3 months there, and then went over to New Zealand for the World Cup. Had a fantastic time, and then spent the next 6 months in Australia and just decided that I really wanted to live there. So I decided to stay.
A former world top 20 player with England in doubles, Robin was a welcome addition to the Australian side. And it wasn't long before the 31-year-old got together with the country's best female doubles player. Leanne Choo is a 3-time Oceania champion in ladies doubles, and playing in the mixed category is nothing new to the 25-year-old. She was the 2010 bronze and 2012 silver medalist at the Oceania Championships in New Zealand and Australia respectively. Fueled by the ambition for more success and a bid for a spot in the 2016 Rio Olympic Games, it was a no-brainer for Leanne and Robin to pair up.
Rob and I started playing 18 months ago properly, but we started actually trying out our partnership in 2012.
The dynamics of the partnership on court, Leanne's what can be best described as a real fighter, and I also fight a lot, which means we can get hot-headed every so often and we get too excited, but generally we work well together because we G each other up and keep going. So when we're down, we know we can get back into it because we never give up.
The partnership started to reap rewards last year. Leanne and Robin clinched their first title at the 2015 Oceania Championships in New Zealand. The pair followed up with 2 more titles at home tournaments, winning at the Victor Maribyrnong International and the Sydney International. Those victories in 2015 came at the right time during the Olympic qualification period that started in May. The pair climbed 6 places to 18th in the Race to Rio rankings, and with only 16 qualifying spots on offer in doubles, the Australian pair was poised in 14th place.
Yeah, that was massively important for us to win those tournaments because a few of our rivals were or local rivals were in those tournaments. And it was good to prove to our board of selectors that we were ahead of those guys. But it also gave us massive confidence for the European tour leading up after it.
Although Leanne and Robin had a promising start to their qualifying campaign, they found it tough at more competitive tournaments in Europe and Asia. Facing exits in early rounds, they spiraled down the Race to Rio rankings, but the fighter in them never gave up. This year, they helped Australia to gold in the Mixed Team Championships, and the pair defended their Mixed Doubles Oceania Championships title. Those wins boosted the duo's confidence as they aimed to stay as Oceania's best-ranked pair in the mixed discipline.
It's really important to keep trying to stay on that winning path because every win gives us confidence, and when you're playing without confidence, you can see it in any sport. The team generally is at a much lower level than what they can be. But once you're starting to play with confidence, which is what we get from winning those tournaments, then it helps us believe we can beat anyone and getting better results and hopefully getting much better results for the Olympics. So it's really important that we keep on the winning trail.
As the top-ranked Oceania mixed doubles pair, Robin and Leanne had a shot at qualifying for the Olympics as continental representatives. Australia had 4 eligible representatives for Rio at the end of the qualifying period. However, by regulation, the nation could only choose 2. So while shuttlers in other regions celebrated their qualification to the biggest sporting stage, the Australian pair had to sit through another selection process.
So after qualification finish, mixed doubles, men's doubles, women's singles and men's singles qualified for the continent spot.
The wait for the selection hasn't been so stressful because we're very confident in our results and what we achieved over the last 18 months or so to prove that we should be the people going.
It was confirmed earlier this month that Robin and Leanne will be Rio-bound after the Australian NOC accepted invitations for men's doubles and mixed doubles.
Playing Olympics, it's the highest sporting event you can qualify or play. So yeah, always proud to play for Australia. Always wanted to play Olympics since I probably was 10 or 11. So yeah, it definitely means everything to, work this hard and be able to qualify.
For me personally, it's everything. I've spent my whole life dreaming of going to the Olympics. So to be able to go and compete for the country is just phenomenal. It means everything.
Robin Middleton and Leanne Choo will be flying the Australian flag in August. As with all the athletes, they have worked hard and made sacrifices to get to sport's biggest stage, and we wish them all the best at the Rio 2016 Olympics. The BWF fan site is the go-to place for all the information you'll need. Read about the latest badminton news around the world, feature articles, and check the tournament schedule, results, rankings, and statistics. Your one-stop website for all things badminton. Before we go, let's see how the international circuit looks as we check out the Badminton Unlimited calendar.
Hi, my name is Hans Christian Widdinghus from Denmark. Watch me on Badminton Unlimited next week.
We have a heart-to-heart with the man of the moment, Hans Christian Widdinghus, as he tells us about his wonderful badminton journey in 2016. See you next week.